What's up, coaches? Thomas here from MyCoach Ai, and in this video today, I am going to show you how you can fully automate client meal plans. And I mean fully automate, as in you don't have to lift a finger, but your client still gets meals every single week and day laid out for them based on their preferences, their macros, and a little bit more than that. But it requires some context. I want you to understand how meal plans and the basics work within our system, and that you have a lot of different options, and that fully automating it is one of these options that can save you a lot of time, and it's really popular among coaches. But it's also good to understand what your options are and how exactly to manage it in the most automated way possible for, of course, your structure. So to preface a little bit of information, when it comes to MyCoach AI, you have a lot of options of working with meal plans. If I go to the library section here and look up the meal plans section, we already noticed that there is multiple ways to start working with meal plans. And where we're currently at is essentially your main database to manage any templates of meal plans. So what you can do in this section is either create meal plans completely from scratch, or you can use our algorithm to auto-generate a week-long template of a meal plan. And that's already super convenient. And then from there, once you have made them, adjusted them where needed, you can simply assign them to clients very, very easily and go from there. That is not the most automated way that I'm going to be talking about today, but it is important to understand what your other options are in context. So MyCoach AI is a really cool and advanced algorithm that can auto-generate meal plans for clients on the spot. And this is the algorithm that you're seeing right here, as well as the one that I'm going to be showing you in a second that allows you to do it fully automated on a weekly basis. But in this templates section, you have two main options. The first one is to use that algorithm to generate a template, like I mentioned, of a week long. Super simple to do. You go into this section right here, AI meal plans, create your own meal plan, and from there you enter the details of the nutrition overview. So you set a certain calorie level in either grams or percentages. You set the macros where you want them to be in the split. Advanced options allow you to even remove certain food types for allergies and preferences. You can even work with a custom budget and exclude specific selected foods. A lot of options here, but basically you fill out these details, you then generate the meal plan, and the algorithm will come up with a meal plan based on all of these details for 1 week. That's important to note. Another option that you have to create such a template is by just going completely from scratch. And this is where you go in the top right corner. It says create meal plan. And then in here, you can just build your own meal plan, and it goes the exact other way around. So instead of you filling out the nutrition overview and the system generating the schedule, you are going to be building the schedule, and the system is then going to generate the nutrition overview of what you are building. So in this version, you simply go in and add existing meals, or you create new ones directly on the spot. And as you do so, the nutrition overview is going to fill out and show you exactly what you are building. But that's you doing it manually from scratch. Also super, super awesome to do, of course, but a little bit more manual work, right? So we've seen two options, both pertaining to creating templates that we can then assign to clients. Which brings me to the main point of this video. There's a third way, even more automated, and it's completely circumventing these templates that we have been talking about so far. This most automated way uses the same algorithm, but does not happen through the storage drive area. It happens directly on the client's profile. Let's do a quick example. I'm going to go to our client, John here. And John has certain macros assigned, but not yet a meal plan. And of course, our option is to take one of those templates that we just went through the storage drive area and assign it to the macros of John that we've already assigned here. But the most automated way can be done by going to the profile, and we find an option there when we go to the client nutrition. We see here the main macros attached. And keep in mind, you need to assign these first in order to use this very automated way of generating meal plans. But once we have assigned certain macros, let's just set a new one here. Once again, you can of course select your macro split very easily and update that here to be the main macros. Now we have the option to hit this switch, this toggle that you see right above it. It says auto generate meal plans and add to client schedule. What this will do is use that same algorithm as we saw before. And as soon as we turn it on, it is going to generate a meal plan for this client for a full week. And it will, of course, use those main macros that we have set up, as well as this client's custom nutrition settings to generate that meal plan. Now, this you can custom set yourself by clicking right in here, or you can even have the client complete on their onboarding their nutrition preferences, and this is going to be automatically set in the way that it's supposed to be for them. Super convenient. The difference with using this toggle right here, as opposed to what we saw before in the storage drive area, is that we're not creating a template here we need to assign to the client schedule. We're having the algorithm create a 7-day meal plan and have a new meal plan generate every single Sunday and automatically put it onto the schedule. As long as you have this turned on, auto meal plans will keep populating onto the client schedule based, once again, on their main macros and their nutrition settings. So even just now, we added this toggle, we turned it on. So when we go to the schedule, we're going to see, once again, those main macros, but attached to it, we will notice it says auto meal plan. Day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and so forth. And once again, on this Sunday, it is going to generate a new meal plan and go again, right? So next Monday, day 2, day 3, day 4, and it will keep doing so indefinitely unless you change something, of course. But this is fully automated. You literally do not have to lift a finger in order for this to keep generating. It will give the clients a full grocery list along with the meal plan itself. It will give the clients all the same options to check it off and track their macros through their meal plan. It will just do so completely automated. Now, this system uses simple meals, so simple combinations, the chicken, rice, and broccoli, and these type of things that are realistic for people to actually cook a lot on a daily basis. These are not complicated recipes with hundreds of ingredients that are needed each week that just complicate things for clients. These keep it simple. Now, I will give you a heads up here that you are essentially giving the auto meal plan the priority here to do its thing, and you are not going to adjust the meal plan before the client sees it. If you do want to do that, you go through the templates in the storage drive area that we suggested in the beginning. If you do this method, fully automating it, it means you don't have control over the final outcome of the meal plan. The client, of course, does. They can still swap things out, make it super easy. But you are essentially saying, meal plan, do your thing, algorithm, do your thing, give the client their meal plans, okay? Very important to note. Now, the client can still make swaps very, very easily. They can ignore meals on it and still track their own. So it's up to you if you present this as a full-on meal plan that they're going to be following very exactly, or you present it as, here's an automated meal plan that fits your macros. If you complete all of this, it's a perfect nutrition day. Feel free to take these as inspiration and complete those, or do your own tracking and ignore the meals that are on there. Maybe a bit of a combination of both. That's also super popular. So they can be more like meal suggestions if you want them to be, rather than a hard meal plan they need to stick to, right? It's up to you how you present that to the client, but you can give them some control over what they can swap out and adjust as well, okay? Very, very convenient this way. It's fully automated. Once again, you don't have to lift a finger after it's been turned on. And it can even adapt as you adjust macros down the road. It can, of course, adjust to that as well. It's very convenient. It saves a lot of time. It is, of course, giving up a little bit of control over the client's nutrition as well. But that is a trade-off that's up to you to consider which method works best for you. Building it completely yourself, building templates using our algorithm, or just letting the algorithm do its thing completely. And now you have an idea of all three options and what the most automated way is. And I urge you to go click around, see some of these meal plans, see what you think of them, and see what's the best method that works for your business. If you're not part of MyCoach Ai yet and you don't really know about all of these options, but you do want to click around, highly suggest it. If you go to our website, there's a link in the description. You will see a lot more of our system, and you can also just start a free trial and click around, try it out for yourself. But I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.